Hey everyone, welcome back to Sans Gluten.
Yeah, where we're cooking culture gluten-free. I'm Hallease.
And I'm Chris.
Today, we are going to make
Shakshuka.
vegan shakshuka with gluten-free naan bread.
Well, it's got cheese in it.
Oh, damn. So close to being vegan.
Omit the cheese, it's vegan.
Today, we're making almost vegan shakshuka and gluten-free naan bread.
Yep.
From what I know of shakshuka, it is a North African, Israeli, Mediterranean, that area dish usually served for breakfast. Everyone makes it a little bit differently. Everyone has their own spin on it. This dish kind of reminds me of those dishes that you have where you can just throw whatever you want into it, whatever you're feeling, whatever your vibe is. Maybe you haven't been to the market in a minute, so you have some random veggies and you just need to get rid of them.
You got some bell peppers that are almost going bad, but you know, there's no mold or...
Yeah. No.
You can't prove that the bell peppers were quasi going bad and sprouting from the inside, trying to poke their way out for light. No. They're cut up and they're ready for the dish. Anyway, let's get started.
I think this dish is pretty straightforward and pretty easy to make.
Just saute the onions, throw everything else in, cook them down, toss in the spices and toss in the tomatoes. And then you toss the whole dang thing in the oven to let it reduce / richen in flavor for about 10 or 15.
And then if you have eggs with it, that's also what you toss it in the oven for, is to help cook the eggs. But again, this is without eggs, so delightful.
Where did this idea come from?
This idea came from you / me.
It's you.
Both of us. There is a restaurant that we frequent here in Texas called Snooze. I think they're a Colorado-based restaurant. And that was the first time I actually had shakshuka, was from their menu. And I really enjoyed it because they made it without eggs for me. And I really liked all the different flavors, all the different tastes coming together. And so Chris here was like, well, dang, you like this so much, I want to figure out how to make it for you. And so he immediately started looking up all sorts of recipes. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru. So,
well, it's in these times where that restaurant, we can get takeout, but we couldn't get the shakshuka.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make it for you.
Yeah.
Another tomato-based sauce dish, because tomato's awesome.
Yeah, it's like a tomato-based sauces are a universal thing. I feel like everybody has their variation on it.
Because they grow everywhere.
Yeah.
I think
they do. But we ended up trying this recipe at home. You ended up finding it. It's a New York Times.
Washington Post.
My bad. Washington Post recipe.
We did some tweaks to it.
Yeah.
So in addition to omitting eggs, we also added tofu.
Yes.
And mushrooms.
Yes.
And spinach.
Yes. Because I like all of those things.
Because at the restaurant, she would add mushrooms and spinach.
Yeah.
And other things.
Everything we're talking about will be in the description box for y'all to check out. So with the gluten-free naan bread, this was something else, again, that he really wanted, and I was curious to try to figure out if I could learn how to make. And so I scoured the internet looking for different gluten-free naan bread recipes and stumbled upon this one. I followed this gluten-free naan bread recipe to the T, just using my own gluten-free flour mixture. Again, check out the description box for that if you're interested. So the big thing to remember when working with this gluten-free naan bread recipe is that after you put all of your ingredients into your mixer, you're going to need to let it naturally rise for at least 45 minutes to an hour. So take that into account for your prep time. Also, I would recommend having an actual scale to work with because it works out a lot better to actually weigh things rather than measure things out in terms of cups. If you have a gluten-free store-bought flour that you really enjoy, I would actually recommend using that. I found that using this recipe with my homemade gluten-free flour mixture, it wasn't quite as good as when I just used a 1-for-1 gluten-free flour blend that you can buy at the store. Think Bob's Red Mill 1-for-1 or even King Arthur's 1-for-1. So the recipe that is provided creates 8 pieces, and and each of them will weigh about 95 grams. So when you roll them out onto whatever surface you're working with, remember that you'll need to be very generous with the amount of flour you use because of its gluten-free nature. It will be quite wet. And so once you begin to fry your gluten-free naan, it'll fry relatively quickly. You only need to have it for maybe 30 seconds to tops 45 seconds on each side. So enjoy.
It's straight like naan bread.
It's pretty close.
It's not dense, it's not chewy.
Yeah.
All the things that you hate about certain recipes.
Yeah, it works out pretty well. I would say the thing that's a little bit hard to gauge is when the bread is ready to be flipped. That was something that every time we make it is like a little bit, is it ready, is it not? We'll see. So, you know, don't be afraid to have a couple of naan bread pieces just be a little wonky, if you will.
It's like pancakes. The first couple are gonna look a little weird.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna get into a good groove.
Right.
And you're gonna start churning out gluten-free naan bread.
And it's gonna be great. If you want to create a little mixture to go with it, I think you can add a little bit of olive oil with some garlic in it and like some other stuff. Mix it and dress your naan bread with it, but...
Or just butter, straight butter.
Right, butter's great too. Y'all know.
Plant-based butter, whatever you want.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yay.
There you have it.
Yeah. If you end up trying this recipe, please let us know in the comments below. If you're new here, consider subscribing. We try to make videos every week. Subscribe, follow us on social media, like, share, all the words.
And thanks for stopping by.
Yes, thank you incredibly for stopping by. We appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye.